Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic Sean's View End. Your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash Sean's View End.
The red brand of Monday Night Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just hours away, and I want your predictions. I want to know. I want to get your perspective, your view, because right here on Sean's View, without you, there is no Sean's View. Okay? Certainly there is no Sean's View without your clicks, without your hits, without your comments. What do you think? What are you anticipating? What are you expecting from Monday Night Raw tonight, if anything? Do you think it's going to be a spectacle? Do you think it's going to be dramatic? Do you think Raw's going to last about as long as, well, the Ronda Rousey match of 17 seconds? Are we only going to get 17 seconds good of Monday Night Raw tonight on Netflix? On a week where we're hearing that Baron Corbin could return to the WWE, on a night where Randy Orton is lashing back at the WWE's insiders, the dirt sheets, the websites. But here's the thing with that. Here's the thing about Randy Orton lashing out at the Meltzers, the Kellers, the Wrestling Observers of the world, the Sean Sapps of the world. Again, a report went out that Randy Orton's back injury is severe. It is significant. He's not 100%. But Randy Orton went online yesterday and he shot it down. There was even rumors and gossip of him having to retire, having to step away, having to be backtracked. Randy Orton. Now, here's the thing. If Randy Orton's saying he's well and fine, he's just milking it, why wasn't there a follow-up? Randy Orton did the punt kick to Cody Rhodes, right, at WrestleMania. He bloodied him. He busted him open. He did the punt kick. That was supposed to take out Cody Rhodes. There was no fallout. There was no answer. There was no rebuttal. Randy Orton hits a punt kick to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. We never see Randy Orton ever again, right? We haven't seen Randy Orton in well over a month now. Well over a month we have not seen the Viper Randy Orton on WWE television. Now, I'm not calling Randy Orton a liar, and quite frankly, I'm not going to call the dirt sheets and the newsletters a liar, because sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong. Just like my own insiders. Sometimes they get it right and sometimes they get it absolutely wrong. That is why everything on this channel, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But again, looking at what Randy Orton said in his rebuttal, and Randy Orton, saying that the dirt sheets got it wrong, and Randy Orton knows what's going on with his life, and he knows he's good, and he's going to come back and win that next world title. But at the same time, there's confliction and gossip and rumors about Randy Orton having to retire because his back injury is so bad. It is so severe. Now, I don't know. Maybe they are saving Randy Orton for SummerSlam, okay? But if Randy Orton hits the punt kick at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes' skull to his head, which he did, why didn't the WWE follow that up with, all right, well, if Randy Orton's going to be written off television, why not have him fired in storyline? Or maybe have Randy Orton suspended or fined, something, blacklisted. Why didn't the WWE follow it up? You don't just do, name me remember when Randy Orton used to do the punt kick a hell of a lot more often? Name me a time when Randy Orton did a punt kick, okay, besides WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes, by the way. Name me a time that Randy Orton did that, and then all of a sudden there was no follow-up. There was no backlash. There was no, there was always something that went down or happened. Look for instance, when Randy Orton and Triple H were feuding, and Randy Orton hit the punt kick on Triple H, and then he kissed Stephanie McMahon. Remember that? Remember when there was always fallout. There was always something to be expected. There was always something to be anticipated. And guys, I'm sorry that you're hearing my nose and my whispers and I'm sick, guys. I'm still sick. I'm battling the hantavirus, the virus, the flu, the corona, the barona, the sorona. I'm battling it all. I'm sick. I don't know. I got something going on. I've been sick for the last week, but I am still here because I do believe in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers that make this show what it is. But guys, I just wanted to give you a little update on Randy Orton, the fallout, the backlash, the back and forth, the confliction. Randy Orton says he's fine, he's good. He's just taking a vacation. Again, if Randy Orton wanted to take the vacation, which he's earned, which he deserves, that's fine. Fact of the matter is, what is not fine is Monday Night Raw. 500,000 people gone, ladies and gentlemen. I want to get some out to you right now. I want to share a number with you that should scare every single WWE fan watching this video. 3.3 million. That was the number of global viewers who tuned in to watch WWE Raw on Netflix the night after WrestleMania 42. The high point of the entire year, the number that TKO was bragging about on earnings calls. Now I want to share with you another number with you. 2.7 million. That is the number of global viewers who watched WWE Raw on May 4th, a couple of weeks ago. Just 2 weeks after WrestleMania. A drop of 600,000 viewers in 14 days. 500,000 people gone in just 2 weeks. And it gets worse because WWE Raw, as of right now, is averaging 2.9 million viewers on Netflix for 2026. Yes, we're updated. We're upgraded. We're not talking about 25, 24, 23. We are talking about 2026. The same point in 2025, 3.17 million. Earlier in the year, that gap was even worse. 2.85 million in 2026 versus 3.875 million in 2025. That is a year-over-year decline of nearly 1 million viewers on Netflix. What is that telling you guys, huh? What is that alluding to? USA Network, perhaps? Maybe a debut on a new network, a new time, a new day, a new name for Monday Night Raw? I don't know. How much longer does Netflix tolerate that before they pull the plug on Raw? A lot sooner than anticipated. A lot sooner than, well, this is the story that nobody is telling you. Remember, for more videos like this, like, comment, subscribe, where we hit you with the rumors, the news, the gossip. Contrary to popular belief, guys, I am brash and I am brazen. Could WWE Raw actually be canceled by Netflix sooner than anyone realized? I know what you're going to say. Oh, they signed a contract. This, that, and the other. Well, we saw what happened when wrestlers signed a contract. They got released. They had to take a pay cut. Okay? Oh, well, this is a contract of a different cut. No. We have seen Netflix cancel shows before. We have seen them cancel things before. This is nothing new with Netflix, where shows, prime time, in line, live, whatever it may be, gone. Just like that. But the Raw viewership decline is only half the story, ladies and gentlemen, because when you compare these numbers to where Raw was at the same point last year, the picture goes from concerning to absolutely catastrophic, okay? According to publicly tracked data, early in 2025, Raw on Netflix was averaging 3.875 million viewers per episode. At the same point in 2026, it was averaging 2.85 million. That is a drop of 1 million viewers year over year in just 12 months. Even now, more current numbers show Raw averaging 2.90 million viewers for all of 2026, compared to the 3.173 million for the same point of 2025. Better than the yearly gap, okay? The early year gap, but still a decline of 300,000 viewers per episode every single week. Now, I want you to do some math with me for a second. Netflix signed WWE to a 10-year deal worth approximately $5 billion. That deal was signed based on certain projected audience numbers. Netflix bought WWE Raw, expecting it to deliver 3 million plus viewers consistently, week over week. They projected growth, not decline. What happened when a Netflix executive sits down with the data and sees that their highest profile sports content acquisition is shedding 30 to 40% of its viewers year over year? That is the question, and nobody wants to answer it, ladies and gentlemen. Raw is losing to its own competition for 2 straight weeks in late April and early May. Okay? And this is huge. To the headline, to the title of this video. WWE Raw was beaten in viewership on Netflix by a dead person, by a dead man, somebody that's not even here anymore, sadly and unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw was beaten in viewership on Netflix by the Hulk Hogan Real American documentary, which is more compelling and more entertaining and more intriguing than Monday Night Raw, okay? a wrestling documentary about a man who has not been a performer on WWE in 12 years, who has not been a performer in WWE in about 20 years, but he's made appearances sporadically, right? Outdrew the flagship weekly show of the company that documentary is about, but it gets worse. In the United States, that same period, Raw was beaten by Should I Marry a Murderer?, the limited series Man on Fire, Running Point Season 2, and a show called Unchosen that you have probably never heard of. Some of those shows are months old. Some of them are reality TV. Some of them are limited series with finite runs. WWE Raw, a brand new live episode of the longest running weekly episodic wrestling show in history, is getting beaten by old reality TV and true crime shows on the same platform that paid $5 billion for it. And the rankings reflect it. 3 weeks ago, Raw was ranked 6th on Netflix globally. 2 weeks ago, it dropped to 7th. And as for the most recent reporting, it is at 8th in the United States. That is not a trend that goes up. That is a trend that goes the wrong direction. Steadily, predictably, week after week. And if TKO starts to panic, we all know that TKO has no problem releasing a plethora of WWE stars as they have released over the last several weeks to trim the fat. The signs are everywhere. They are doing things to this show that nobody talks about, and the numbers tell us why. The May 4th episode of Raw was 1 hour and 36 minutes long. That is over 30 minutes shorter than a standard Raw episode used to be on cable television. I remember the 2-hour Raws, the 3-hour Raws, and about 11 minutes shorter than the previous week's Raw. Why? Because TKO knows the audience retention drops the longer the show goes on. Cutting the runtime in half. Cutting the show, ladies and gentlemen, is a Hail Mary attempt to keep more eyeballs from leaving during the broadcast. Less show equals less time for people to lose interest and click off. Well, maybe you should make the show compelling and intriguing and entertaining and cliffhangers. TKO is doing every single one of these things right now. When a TV show is in trouble, there is always a pattern. Cost-cutting, talent purges, format changes, runtime experiments, marketing pivots. So the question becomes, what does it actually take for Netflix to cancel a multi-billion-dollar contract? And does WWE Raw fit the profile for the kind of show Netflix has canceled before? The answer very well may surprise you, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix has a track record. They cancel things, a lot of things. Now, whether or not that gets canceled before, after they come out of the contract, 5 years, whatever it may be, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of worry. There should be a lot of concern about the red brand of Raw on Netflix on a Monday night. Now, WWE Raw is different from a scripted show in one specific way. It is contracted live event broadcast, not a series ordered season by season. Netflix bought rights for 10 years up front. That is a different kind of commitment than a Netflix original. But, and this is the part that nobody talks about, most major media contract companies have performance clauses. Underperformance triggers renegotiation rights exit windows. If WWE Raw continues to decline in its current state by 2027, by 2028, by half of this contract, okay, by the back half of this contract, Netflix executives will absolutely be examining their options, whether that means renegotiations, the deal at a lower rate, less money, whether that means reducing the number of weekly hours, whether that means looking for performance escape clauses. A 10-year deal does not mean 10 years of pretending the numbers are fine when they are not. What cancellation would actually mean. Let me paint a picture of what the actual cancellation scenario looks like. If WWE Raw averages continued to decline below 2.5 million viewers per episode for sustained periods, and TKO cannot find a way to reverse that trend, Netflix has options. But ladies and gentlemen, if Netflix were to drop the WWE, if they were to drop Raw, where does Raw go? Where does it debut? Does it go back to the USA Network? Will it hurt? Will Raw have to go to YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, Apple? I mean, an Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV Plus, maybe the shocking move to Max for WWE. The bottom line, a WWE Raw debut on a brand new network would change the entire wrestling industry. The marketing campaign alone would be the biggest in WWE history. Every wrestling content creator on YouTube would be making videos about it for months. The hype would be enormous. And TKO would actually benefit from the move in one specific way. Every transition between networks creates a chance to attract new viewers who are not paying attention before. That is a marketing opportunity Netflix can never give them again. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean V. We do multiple videos a day, live and in person and in living color, because Sean V. Entertainment does believe in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers. What is going to be the fate, the future of Monday Night Raw? Plenty more to come. Subscribe, as we are here to satisfy your taste buds as it concerns all things professional wrestling.